Kustoff, he's a member, so that's like, I guess those are like heads of state, and like maybe that might be a family member. So that guy's like a head of state, so we need him. Kustoff's a member. Dave Kustoff.
up, guys.
Good morning. I'm pleased to have finished just now our inaugural meeting of the House Knesset Parliamentary Friendship Group. And as a way of background, this idea came forward to the Friendship Group with Speaker Ohana and former Speaker McCarthy to have further relationships between the House of Representatives and the Knesset, similar to other friendship groups that Israel has employed with other nations, and it's a great idea. Speaker McCarthy, former Speaker McCarthy, worked with Leader Jeffries jointly to form this group and to appoint Republican members of the House and Democrat members of the House. Today we come together to reaffirm our commitment to the United States-Israel relationship and our dedication to getting all of the innocent hostages home safely. There are a lot of different opinions in this House of Representatives. I think we all know that. The one thing that we all stand for a strong United States-Israel relationship, and we all stand with our ally, Israel. It's of the utmost importance that we continue to have these conversations, these meetings, and develop these relationships and continue the relationships between our two great nations. And with that, I'm honored to turn the podium over to Speaker Ohana. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
We are very fortunate to have you as the head of the Inter-Parliamentary Friendship Group between the House and the Knesset. Indeed, an idea that Kevin and I were thinking about together, and it came true. And we can't wait to have you in Israel and forming the counterpart, the Knesset's Inter-Parliamentary Friendship Group with the House. It should be a good occasion. I was invited by Speaker Johnson to the House, and I thought it would be a good idea not to come by myself, but to bring a delegation of members of Knesset, both from the coalition and the opposition. And I just told Speaker Johnson, if he thinks it's tough to run a House with two parties, try 12. So we have with us a member of Knesset, Idan Rol, with the Yesh Atid party, former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have member of Knesset, Efrat Reiten, with Labour Party. And we have member of Knesset, Yuli Edelstein, chairman of the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee, as well as to bring families of hostages that are fighting for the lives of their loved ones, of their dear ones. And we have brought a quite diverse group of three religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. We have with us Thomas Hunt, the lucky one in the group, because his daughter Emily was taken by Hamas on October 7th, but returned gladly more than 50 days after. We have with us Ali El-Zayadna, whose brother Yusuf and nephew Hamza were kidnapped and still held in Gaza since October 7th. We have with us Eitan and Meital here for Romi Gonen, 23 years old, also taken by Hamas on October 7th and still held in Gaza. And we have with us Tzvika and Efrat for Eitan Mo, also 23 years old, was taken on October 7th and still held in captivity by Hamas in Gaza. The reason for this kind of delegation is to show how united we are on three major issues. Number one, of course, our commitment to bring back all the hostages to their families as soon as possible. And this is an effort that Israel doesn't take alone. We have America by our side, and we were successful to bring a deal before, and we hope that such a deal will be possible once again, and all of them will be released and brought back to their families. Number two, it is very clear for the Israeli people, and I think for the vast majority of the American people, that we must bring a total and unmitigated defeat to Hamas. It has to be very clear. Now, it doesn't mean that we can reach every last Hamasnik. I don't think we can. We probably cannot even kill the idea of Hamas. We still haven't killed the idea of Nazism. You have neo-Nazis in the world. What you don't have is Nazis presiding over Germany. That you don't have. And this is exactly the goal that we should have in the Gaza Strip. And number three, and with this I will finish, of course, the importance and our commitment, both sides of the political aisle, to strengthen and deepen the relations with our best ally, the greatest superpower the world has ever known, the leader of the free world, the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. And with that, I think before we go to questions, we'll hear some from Zvika Moore, if we can, for just a moment.
Sorry?
Yeah, okay.
I should.
Okay, yes.
I think Thomas wanted to say a few words, right? Thomas, please.
Yeah, that's fine. We have at least one or two.
Okay, sure. Thomas, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, welcome this morning. I am a very lucky man. I've got my daughter back. Time, the ticking clock is running out for the hostages now. Time is becoming very, very critical. So we have to push as hard as we can to get them back. It's really critical now, the time frame. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe Eitan?
Yeah.
Eitan, please. Zvika, too?
Yeah.
דקה.
Introduce.
דקה. Good morning. Thank you for hosting us here. Meital and myself, we have 8 kids together. Romy is a professional dancer. She is the sunshine of our family. She brings light and heat and good energy to every room she enters. Basically, if she enters this room, I believe after 5 minutes, everybody will like her, will be hugging her, and some of you will try to adopt her. We miss her a lot. The Black Sabbath left us in a bad shape, and for 124 days we are missing her a lot. We are sending from here to her a lot of energy, positive energy. And we completed yesterday 4 months without Romy, and we started today the 5th month. But we are optimistic, we are a strong family, and we are confident that Romy will be back home alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Eitan. Zvika.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting us to here. We are the parents of Eitan, 23 years old, is the oldest son. We are parents for 8 kids, and Eitan is the oldest. Eitan saved a lot of people in the Nova Festival. He was a security guard and was kidnapped about 2:30 afternoon by terrorists. We don't know nothing about him for more than 70 days. We pray that Eitan is alive, but we don't know. And we want to let you know that these cruel animals are on the way to America. And it's a good reason for us to do this war together if we want to live as a Western liberal world. Thank you very much.
But before we open it up to questions, if I can briefly, I do want to thank the members of the Friendship Group who are here, their leadership, Congressman Brad Sherman from California, Congressman Mike Lawler from New York, Congresswoman Kathy Manning from North Carolina, Congressman Anthony D'Esposito from New York. I think we had Congressman Max Miller here and Nikita Williams from Georgia, who were here with us this morning. I think we had Max Miller earlier. But if we can now, if we have questions for either myself, Speaker Ohana, or the family members.
So one question if someone has it.
Yes.
So what is next for Israel aid? Failed in the House, and what does that imply?
Yeah. So we had the aid vote last night for Israel, which we know is a temporary setback. And we've had 2 votes in the House of Representatives since October 7th regarding aid for Israel. We had the first vote on November 2nd, which did pass. That was the $14+ billion. It was a bipartisan vote. It went to the Senate. Of course, the Senate didn't act on it. And then the vote last night, which did get a majority vote, it obviously did not get a 2/3 vote. It was bipartisan. And it will be done. This aid will be passed at some point through the House and the Senate through some vehicle. We know that the United States is watching. We know that, most importantly, Israel needs that aid, and we also know that the world is watching, and we won't let Israel down.
Let me comment on that as well as the senior Democrat here. What we need is aid for Ukraine, aid for Taiwan, humanitarian aid, and, of course, aid for our great friend in the Middle East, Israel. It is possible that the bill, which I voted for yesterday, would have passed the House. It would not have passed the Senate. For something to get to the President's desk, we need to deal with the crises around the world as a package. I'm confident that that will happen within the next 30 to 40 days.
All right. At this time, do we have one more question?
I'm sorry, but the delegation
Okay.
needs to leave. אנחנו נלך למסיבה הנוספת, ויהיו שם שאלות נוספות, בסדר? Thank you so much.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much,
Thank you, David, for everything that you do.
and God bless the families. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking forward to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much for being here. Sorry about your trouble.
Muslim, Catholic,
Yes,
and Jews all together.
all together.
Yes, we need a picture. Do you want a new picture?
Yes.
I just started in the position, so I don't have a card yet, but I will give you my Are you confident that it will have benefits to the
Is he out done?